Right, you lads, weather is miserable, so we thought we'd come inside.
It is ridiculous. It's not even stopped, has it?
It's not nice.
Literally.
It's just not for fishing today. But we'll come in, have a chat with you lot about what we have to offer on the current Winning Ways membership, because there's a lot in there. Like,
so
a
much,
lot.
eh? Hurts my head. Quite a lot of things hurt my head, including drinking a bottle of wine at night time, get a bang again in the morning. But yeah, there's so much content.
What we got? So we've got live matches from myself or Andrew even, with the campaign that we're currently running.
Winter campaign well and truly underway, dear lad.
You're guaranteed a match, at least one match from Andrew or myself every single month. We also have a match with a guest.
Yeah.
We've used quite a few. Who have we used up to now? We've used
Adam Richards.
Adam produces a phenomenal match, doesn't he?
Got Alex Doherty. Got blooming loads, haven't we?
Loads, haven't we? Who's next coming out? Is Des next? Willa Marsh.
No, it's out.
That's out. See, we've already got Des. I haven't even seen him yet, but there's an absolute boatload of special guests as well producing live matches for us. Alongside that, we've got lots of technical videos as well through both ourselves and with guests. And also, you get to have a monthly chat with us on the live Q&A that we do.
Yeah, we like them. I get to drink then, folks.
He does. Live Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
It's the only time I drink. Once a month and that on them days.
Of course it is. But we do that around the 1st of every month. We have that as well. An absolute boatload for very, very little cost. So if you haven't already, go and have a look at what is to offer on the Winning Ways channel. But for now, what we're going to give you a little sneaky peek is a free match that we filmed. I'm going to say we filmed it about 2 years ago at Partridge Lakes on COVID-2. And it was a match all about keeping the costs down.
It was brilliant, mate, because it was like really maggot and castery, but then you've gone, no, I'm going to keep the costs down and show you that you can compete on pellets.
Yeah.
And you know what he does, folks, don't you?
Minimal cost.
But it's great, like, really technical.
Yeah.
Shows you little areas, set your little traps, and away you go. And away!
It was good, wasn't it? Yeah, and exactly the sort of example of the matches that we produced that there are loads and loads and loads of. So go and have a look. Hope you enjoy this. And if you really do, head over to Winning Ways where you'll see lots and lots more. Right, so good morning, everyone. And it is live match time yet again. And I don't know if I should tell them this, Rich. This is round 2. You lot don't get to see the first one. We didn't catch a lot. So we're at Partridge Lakes there, which is a brand new one for me. It is, isn't it? I've not done a live match here. So we are at Partridge anyway. Andy's done a couple here where not many floats were involved, let's be honest. So I've come here to do something a bit different. But joking aside, yeah, that's what I'm here to do. We're on what we're on now. First day in September. So yeah, it's definitely first day you're feeling a bit of a chill in the air, something different's happening. Autumn is on the way. And if anything, it makes everything feed better. I mean, this is my favourite time of the year, this, when everything starts feeding, and it's good. Catch lots of big wobbly carp, which is a big favourite of mine. And that's what I'm here to do today. So we're on the midweek open, and there's not loads on. I think there's 18 on. What's that work out? 9 on each, 8 on each, 16 on. It's only 16 on. We're on 2 lakes. We're on Lake 4 and Lake 2. And I've done 27 on Lake 2 on COVID-2, which... it's all right, carpy areas, a few carpies in this. I'd rather be anywhere over there where the wind's blowing. The wind wants to blow in that corner today up to 34, maybe 42. In fact, it's blowing a bit more this way now. It's maybe 42. But anyway, we're not in the ideal area for the wind, but it's a bit tricky. Do you know what I mean? The weights have been quite sensible, if you like, sort of 80, 90, 100 pounds, a good old weight. And that's potentially doable on a lot of pegs, which is nice. I mean, nice, civilised, sexy fishing. And that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to fish. I'm going to sound like a bit of a wally, but my way. And instead of coming to Partridge and fishing the match that so many people fish, the maggot shallow down the middle or casters across, I just want to do things different. You know, now that carp are feeding, we can fish on the bottom. I've already had a quick phone call to Steel Push on. He said, do not try and fish shallow anyway, just because it's not been right. Not in this area anyway. So I can have a nice carp day, which is what I'm going to do. I've really got the most simple bait tray in the world. I've got some hard pellets, I've got some meat, I've got some ground bait, and I've got some maggots for pretty much on the hook, only the maggots. I'm just going to fish for carp all day, although my peg sort of dictates things that I've got to do things a little bit differently. Well, that's going to be my approach. I mean, a steady, very patient day where I possibly don't catch a lot first 3 hours, and then it gets better and better. Excuse me, later on. So I've got lots of lines covered. I mean, I've got many, many options just in case, because I don't know where they're going to be. But to say, basically, I've gone for really shallow water in the edge, right where our GoPro is, tight in the edge. I'm going to feed me ground bait and maggots there. It's Partridge. I mean, you have to feed it for the last hour because you might get 4 or 5 carp on it. So I've got 3 actual options down the edge. I've got short here, long there, and another one behind me. If they come in, great. We'll catch them on ground bait and maggots down there. Short, I'm going to feed me. Something a little bit different that's definitely been popular at Partridge this year. Very selective, very patient, and very, very important that you feed it at the right times. But meat has been a really good one. So it's something different. You don't see it as often. So I'm going to feed meat literally on my top kit and one ear, just on a harder bottom. Talk lots about that while we do it. Very much a patient game, that. And it's just catch 2 or 3, but I'll talk about that more when we're on it. But I've chosen a nice ear where it's hard, just out the silt. I'm going to fish meat there. I've gone that way just because I've got a bit more room that way. Maybe I should put 2 lines in. Don't know, we'll see. I might put a second meat line in this way because there's a lot of fish around this area here. And other than that, really, really simple. I've set up a bit of a mugginy, dobbiny rig, really, really light one, just because there's a few carp about. I might pick some of them off, especially in that first 2 hours when it's a bit tricky. And other than that, I'm going to fish hard pellets across. So I've not got quite as much water as I'd like. I mean, I've got pretty shallow, to be honest. I've got, 18-inch tight to the bank along here and along here. It's not even worth going in the mud. The mud's all over the place if I try and get in this hole. It's just too hard to fish anyway. I mean, with the overhang, without it plums up, I can't be arsed for it. Too much of a mess. So I'm just keeping everything off to stay in a slightly deeper water where I'm going to fish tight, probably half a metre off when I'm getting another 8 inches, just where I'm going to tap some 4 mils. And lastly, I think I'm going to try and put somewhere here or here, I'm going to put a line in the deeper water with hard pellets as well. So really, really simple. Lots of lines all over the place, but you'll see what I mean. It's simplified when I'm on it. It's pretty much ground bait in the edge, meat on the top gear, hard pellets across. I'm just going to see what's best. It's going to be quite a rotaty one. I don't think at any time I'm going to catch lots of fish today, apart from maybe down there late on. It's a nice busy match that hopefully I'm going to show you how to keep a few fish coming. Just keep you in the gang. Like I say, £100 will be phenomenal today. That should put you right up there. We've got a bit of space, but it's fishing a bit tricky. It's been a match on here yesterday, so it's just a nice autumn time. Thinking about your feeding, never spoiling an iron, never ever going for it, apart from down there late, and just making sure you don't spoil your peg and you do everything right. That's it. Hopefully a lot more bites than we had in the aborted match that you lot nearly got this month. So a couple more minutes to go. I'm just going to set one more rig up as a safer, down the shelf a little bit. I'm going to set up a 4x12s in about 3.5 foot. Again, just for tapping hard pellets, just in case they want to be a bit deeper today. Lots and lots of rigs have been assembled. Let me get out of the way for you lot. 2 mugging rigs, yeah, both identical. One with hook on, one with a band on, or with a hook as well, obviously. But here I have 0.2s or number 2 dibbers. Massive, massive thing at Partridge is they don't like any plop. They like it nice and subtle. So I use number 2s instead of number 3s just because they go in so much nicer. So that's my first little tip. Really, really simple. Both size 16 hooks. Both standard mugging rigs, 017. In fact, they're not. They're a bit lighter, 017 to 013. Again, I just find everything's a bit more civilised here. So that's the plan with 2 mugging rigs. Let's put them away. I've got my mudline rig, dead standard. I mean, nothing fancy. Little ditty 3-inch hook length of 013 to a 16 again. 070 mainline, blocker on top of it. Yeah, bulk of 3 number 8s and number 10. And I like dead standard a 0.4 float, but I'm a big fan of more sensitivity. Rather than using positive 2mm muddy style floats, I like a bit more sexiness. So I've got me Malmern Goldies, and they have a 1.5mm bristle. So I really like them. A little bit more sexiness for seeing them bites down the edge. Same again, every single elastic today is at my usual stuff. Me 12 to 14 in it. 0.18 slick. That'll do every single one today, nice and simple. What else am I on here? Meat. Really, really simple. I've gone quite deep with meat, so I'm at 4.5 foot with meat. So it's where I plumb up was really, really important with that, to be on the harder bottom. And with that one, I've got a 414s, my standard, same again. Me, what they called? Tinmos Carbon Slims, 4x14s, heavily backshotted, little lash, and same as if I was fishing a soft pellet rig. So I've got 6 number 9s, 1 number 10 just above them, just evenly spreading that bottom third. So that's a patient thing, that's just 4 pieces of meat, sit there, sit there, sit there, it's on. It's not about falling through the water or anything like that, it's just little tiny traps. Same again, 16, 013, really, really, really simple. Nothing fancy about them. And lastly, I've got 3 pellet rigs set up. So I've actually set up loads. I'm actually very keen in it. I've set up 4, I'm going to show you that one first. 4 12s. Yeah, standard, nothing fancy to look at. Same again, 017, 4 12s, evenly spread with number 10s down here, little ditty 16. Same again, that one's 12, a bit deeper. I'm going to catch some F1s. Yeah, that's for fishing just off like the edges of these bulrushes. Bit more water where I'm going to tap some pellets in there. We've also got 4 10s, exactly the same. Yeah, just spread out. This one spread out with number 11s. All the same, nothing fancy about that one. Just for fishing. That's for fishing next to that bulrush, a bit tighter, a little bit more water. And then last but not least, we have another muddy style float. This is a 0.2. And I spread this out again, 4 number 11s, little diddy 3-inch hook length, 16 hook on, band, again for hard pellets. Those 3 rigs are all for hard pellets across. And this one's for right at the back, not in the mud, just because it's messy in there, just off the far bank a little bit. And I've got another spot there and another spot up there if I need it. So lots of little rigs, just covering different depths, because who knows what mood they're going to be in. We're going to want to feed happiest on the day. And these 3 rigs in particular are what I'm probably going to spend the early part of my match on, just picking off the odd fish before good things happen down here. But what I might also do is one of these rigs, probably the 410s, is going to end up being my rig for long down the edge where I fish down the slope a little bit. But we'll plumb up that, deal with that when the time is right. So for now, I think it's time to get some bait on, because we're about to start. Oh, that's us. We're in, Rich. We're in. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm starting in the right way, but there's been so many fish. I feel like I've got to start with a little light rig. So I've got, what have I got? I'm just going to flick that in there and see. I've just got a bit of meat on a 16. Like I say, I've got two rigs for this dib dob dobbing sort of thing today. Just because these fish are very, very clever in here and they don't like the plop normally. So I've got a thingy one as well. I've got a pellet one as well, just in case I need to slap it on the noses. I'm not liking this already. I might come off this. Maybe that I need to just start feeding straight away. As I said this to Rich, it looks like there's loads of fish here. Excuse me, but you can't actually see them. You just see like a bit of a little movement and down the middle, like they're doing weird things like that. So you can't actually flick a rig and catch them. See another one there, you just dead scatty. Another one there. See, but there's no, you don't know where they are. Sort of thing. Apart from that one there that I could see-ish. That's the only thing I don't like with meat. Very fragile for manoeuvring. Right, another one there. There's carp everywhere, which I'm really liking. But whether they eat or not, I don't know. Maybe I should have started on meat today. I'm going to give this 10, no, not 10 more seconds, 30 more seconds. And if I don't get a couple of clear chances, I'm just going to come straight off this. Oh, here's one. That one nailed it. No. It's never the best bait meat, is it, for mugging, but we'll see. You know what I'm happy about is that while we've been setting up, there's been lots of fish about, and they've sort of stayed. Oh, that was a bite, we shot. That one had it. That's the thing with meat though, isn't it? It's this fannying about of it's come off, back in. Don't like that, but it is what they're eating because of the plop of the pellets. They're just not liking it in a minute. There's a few carp about, so I do need to try and catch one. Be a very nice start, 2 or 3 carp. I need to shorten this rig a bit. It's a little bit, with it being a bit windy today, the rig's not very direct. Oh, he had it. He had it. He had it. That one had it. I'm going to shorten this rig though really quickly. I'm just going to take 10 inches off this rig, 8 inches off this rig when I get this in. That's a good sign that, for that to like come to the feed and eat it. I know it's the first one, so that possibly gives you a false impression. but that's a beautiful start. And that's a partridge carp. That's how they are now. That sort of size. Lots of these little fat commons. Very typical of what you're fishing for these days on here. It's frightening the amount of carp actually in these lakes now. And it's mad. You don't really know that they exist until now. Because they're right moody all year. And then come end of August, you just end up carp fishing all the time here. It's crazy. Very good, but crazy. Shout one down. It's a good sign as well, a bite straight away on meat. I mean, I had that first bite I missed. That next one came straight to it. Could just be happier. So it does feel different today. It feels nice and cool and just feels really sexy for fishing, to be fair. It could be that they just feed. So nothing fancy with that, just 16 straight on the hook. Yeah, meat straight on the hook. Left a little bit of meat out just for it to dry and toughen a tiny bit. There's fish everywhere. There really are a lot of fish about. If I focus on this left-hand side to begin with, and the way the wind's going, I feel like the fish are going to accumulate there. So let's keep doing that, keep doing weird things, don't they? Right scatty and right weird. I just find it weird with meat that when you mug with pellets, the bite is 9 times out of 10 instant. Literally plop in, it's on. Because meat's always a little bit more delayed. Quite strange. Seem to watch it a little bit longer than they do with pellets. Ooh, that one didn't like it. He was a big lad in as well. They naffed me off last time then as well, quite a lot. I was here the other week on the... Oh no, he came back and had a look him then. Yeah, I was here on the second to last Golden Reel qualifier of the year I was on. And I drew a right good one. I drew 121 on Covey 5, which that's the best carpy like here, that pretty much Covey 5 I reckon. 5 or 6, many carpies, and 121 is a right good peg. And it were right good. I caught lots of fishies, but how did we miss that, Richard? I could even see his tentacles and everything. His tentacles were there, like they're the clever ones, them, aren't they? So he once had a look at it then, but not eating it. If I just caught the one, so he looked again and didn't eat it. Yeah, these have worked it out now, haven't they? Yeah, maybe it's not quite as good as I think it's going to be. Caught the stupid one. I caught me. If I were a fish, I'd have been that one that got caught straight away. Yeah, I need to do something different here. There's nowhere near enough opportunities to justify doing this. Not seeing enough fishies at all. I'm going to go straight on meat though, because these are moving. There's F1s everywhere. Like everywhere there's F1s moving, so there's no carp though. He's caught one feeding as well, so I'm just as likely to catch one feeding as I am not at the minute. There's no opportunities. Right. It's a bit different. So definitely not right this starting on meat, but I do just want a quick go. Just a really, really, really quick go. Just have a look, just because it just feels like there's fish here. So I'm not going to feed much, just going to feed 4 or 5 pieces. With a cup this time, not by hand. I'm just going to give it 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and see if I catch one. Just down here, just because there's a few about. before I move over there and try and pick a few fish up. I'll give it long. So Danny went straight in down middle and caught 2. He went a bit further than me. He's gone right into the muck, into the silty, bubbly bit. See, with this, I'd expect a very, very quick response if I were going to catch one on it, without it being bubbling. So if I don't, in another minute, 90 seconds, I'm off this as well. And I'll just leave this. Yeah, this isn't going to get fed until, what time are we out? Half 3 we're out. So I'll start feeding this at 1:30. 1 o'clock, depending on what it does, depending on how bright it is. But yeah, probably 1 o'clock I'll start chucking a little bit of bait in on this. Just on this too early, so it's not worth striking at that. That's a big line, it. Not a bite. It was very well behaved, not giving that the big one then. As if they know the places to go to on this, like, because they get fish for so often, they know where to sit as soon as the match takes place. And like all the fish I'm seeing, they're not in front of me. They're all there, oh there. Right in between the 2 anglers. How mad's that? Little clever buggers know, don't they? A few little groups in the peg, just tossing it off to the same place. I keep seeing fish in that same spot all the time. So that's hopefully where we're going to either draw fish from, or if it doesn't happen, it's where we're going to have to go to. Right, we're going to come off this now. It's not going to go under, so now I need to start fishing. There ain't another one. That's where they are. That's the gang, innit? That is the gang over there. But leave them for a bit. They are down a bit as well, so that might dictate where I actually start, but we'll see. Yeah, coming off that. That ain't happening either. I'm going in the middle one. Go right into that little bit where I fed there with pellets. Or where I'm going to feed with pellets. Not many, tap half a dozen in. A little drink. I need another tube up the back of that. There's 2 tails together here. Weird, aren't they, what they do? Yeah, really strange what they do. They just sort of like, I don't know, just sit in it and just... Very strange fishies. Right, this is starting to feel more how we expected it now, very quickly. Another one in the same spot. They're all different fish as well. I've seen like a little mirror, a bigger mirror, and then a big common. All different fish topping in that spot down there. So the last thing I want to do is go to them now. Just leave them alone. So they're there because they don't want to feed. So just let them be for a little bit. Starting to settle down into how we fought now. Take half an inch off that. Got some pellets in again. Same all the time, innit? That's weird. So it shocked me that I've just tapped in 2 lots and they don't even wiggled yet, which is a bit of a worry. I thought they'd be straight onto that. Another big carp there. But here, I'm happy. You just got to be patient and not feed loads of bait. Which are really obvious just by even them first 2 cups, I mean, 2 lots of half a dozen, another one, same spot. Yeah, 2 lots of half a dozen, and you can see that there is another one in the same spot, that there's no reaction. Yeah, they've not come to the bait. So another one in the same spot. There's so many fish there. But you've got to leave them. You cannot go and catch them now. So not try to catch. I probably wouldn't even catch one. I might go in there, flick my rig in, foul hook one, and I could annihilate the whole thing instantly. So the last thing I want to do is catch them in their backing off area. Not yet, it ain't winter. These need to come and feed, or if I were to catch them now, or to go to them now, it could end up being that there's no fish in my swim whatsoever come feeding time. I don't want that. Just leave them, let them just be. So with such a small weight needed, a little indication, like last cast, and move this cast as well. Yeah, with such a small weight, or sensible weight potentially needed, there's no real need to catch too many at the start. It's more important just to be accurate and get a bite. So I could have done other things today. I could have like loose fed casters towards that far bank, fished on bottom. Probably get a few more bites doing that, but it's a bit unselective and you tend to get a lot of little fish in your peg, and it's just very, very positive. And they're not ready for that. It's not right. Another one mooching here. I'm starting to think I should be sat here like a wally with a mugging rig again. What I'll do, I'll just give them one more feed in a minute. So if the peg were different, see, there's something happening, an odd little look. Nothing's committing yet. What am I on about? Yeah, I'll give it one more feed, see what happens, I think. Andy'd have had that. That's like an Andy fish, innit? He catches them. While I've been sat on this, I feel like I've had like 3 or 4 chances if I'd have sat there with me shallow rig, dobbing it about. I'd probably caught one more doing that if I'd have just been patient. But for you lot, I don't want to do that today. I just want to sit with a mugging rig. I do want to try and feed, but I've spoken about it many, many times before. You've got to do what they tell you to do. It's no good being a stubborn bum and like, oh, I'm only catching feeding in this way today. If these carp, especially carps, ain't feeding, you ain't going to catch them. So you need to just be patient and let things happen slowly. But I've got a bit of bait in place now. I'm moving. It's moving like there's a fish in me peg now and again, but it's not convincing. It's like a gudgeon could be in me peg. Yeah, they're like gudgeon-y bobs then. So yeah, I could have caught that one that's just swam past. What does seem very clear is that the vast majority of fish that are moving are in the deep. There's not a lot of fish moving in the tight to the far bank. Yeah, most of the fish that are visible and I'm seeing are definitely in the deeper water today. I thought that were going to go then. Just had a bit of a, yeah, that went. Little indication there. That's all right, things might happen. But we've just got to leave this to nurture. The last thing, I love being aggressive with this and getting catty out and get loads of fish in my peg, but if I say I'd have had him, I'm 100% confident that if I was to get catty out today, I will blow their absolute brains out and I'll catch nothing. Oh, he really didn't like that, did he? I mean, he might have snuck in and had it on me. Just one last go because I've had a couple of little indications. That's gone, that was a carp. Oh, that'll be on, that's why. Don't even know what happened then, Rich. Don't even know. Scatty, and I don't want it to go too into them fish over there. I don't want it to upset them. They're happy. There's one in my edge here. Like actually in the edge. Like sucking on the grass. It's in the mouth as well. I've had that like foul hooked it on the way in or something. Beautiful one there, what I want to catch. Better than that we should. Don't get better than that. That was beautiful, apart from not seeing a bite, it pulling me lassie out. And again, I am at Partridge, that's what happens here, isn't it? But maybe I like did mug that one. I don't even know if it made it to the bottom then, did it? But it's good, at least there's a carp eating pellets. That's a good sign. I'd have caught him if I'd have had my mugging rig. They do look very gudgeony, them bites, don't they? I'll foul look one in a minute if it is. There was a fish in the area then. Poke it. I'm not comfortable and everything just feels a bit scatty at the minute. That's better. I feel in now. That's better. It's just, it is with hard pellets, you've got to find a little bit where once your float's anchored, it's all sexy and stable and stays where you want it to. So I need it to be tight to me bristle. I need everything to be a nice straight line, but not so tight that me float moves me bait. If that makes sense. Like 1% unnatural and they go, ugh. Especially here. So I mean, these fish are the most ridiculously tuned in fish on the planet, aren't they? For if something's not right, not bothering. First F1. First F1 of the day. They're like the little F1s, the stocky type F1s. They're not the A-teamers. It'd be nice to catch, but I don't think the A-teamers will be here today. I mean, it's massive here for the big F1s, the larger, older ones following the wind. And today you're going to want the wind and cover, and I've got neither. Very negative. They are 6 pellets, but it's just how you've got to be. So even if it's good and it's summer now, it's just pointless me trying to do anything else. I mean, I should be mugging. If I was fishing a qualifying now or I wasn't filming, I wouldn't have put my mugging rig down yet. I know I wouldn't. I'd still be sat on it. I've said it a million times that if mugging's an option, there is nearly nothing that will ever compete with it. Because if they're doing that, if they're swimming around being a bit arsey, then they ain't feeding anyway. But I'm just a bit scared to sit here with the mugging rig because we did that in the aborted match that we had for you lot. And I didn't get many bites. It didn't go under very much. So today I do want to think about it a bit more feeding and a bit less mugging involved if we can. Ooh. I'd love to know what these fish do. There's nothing, you can't catch them down middle, can you? You've just got to ignore them. It feels like I'm putting a bit of bait in. Like I'm feeding, what, 6 to 10 pellets. They ain't getting eaten. I mean, there's not many indications at all coming. A bit weird. There you go. Got a little weed. Flobber dobber lobber lob. Yeah, I've really got to be careful of bait accumulation today. Them fish are back on top over there in that bay. I'm going to leave them though. Definitely going to leave them. I'm not allowed to go and catch them today. I'd be stupid to. Yes, very much I'd be stupid to go and try and catch them. See that then? I caught him. They're coming in, I fed then and there's a right waft, look at him. Look, another big one coming in. Oh, these just ain't putting their heads down and eating everything. These don't eat until late then. I think I've said to you already, but so you have to keep in mind, especially at Partridge, these are the most conditioned fish on the planet. I mean, they get fished for 10:30 till 3:30, 5 days a week. So they know when it's feeding time and when it's not. Right, so I don't know what happened then. I put them pellets in. There's a big one down middle. I wouldn't catch him now, he's too fast. See, and Odden's having a little weird look. See, a little movement now, but when they're in this sort of mood, it's so difficult to tell whether it's anything to do with your feeding. I mean, that fish might be nowhere near me bait. It might just be wiggling around half depth because I'm in the cover, because I'm where the fish want to be. It could just be there, and it's not getting rid of any of my bait on the deck. So you think it has, you come in, you feed again, and you're just doubling your bait up or tripling or whatever. You're just putting a lot of bait in your peg. You've got to be very careful with. We don't want to do that. Not yet. So, change of plan. I'm just going to put a little bit of ground bait in my edge here. But I'm not going to put it in the water. I'm going to put it like up the bank. See if I can get some coming sucking. And then I'm going to have a wee. But I need to just go now, I think. I just need to concentrate on trying to catch an odd one feeding, because I can't catch him doing anything else. Like, physically can't catch any. So it's pointless trying to catch him. I can't mug him. Like, really can't mug any. You just got to wait till he feed. So I'm going to go back on deck. In fact, I'm not going to have a wee yet. I'm going to make sure another go first. I'm going to go back on deck there. See if it moves. So I've pinged a couple of pellets, not many, you know what I mean? A couple of lots of half a dozen. Please don't mess me peg up more, hen. Yeah, pinged a couple while I've been off it, just to see if anything comes in. But so if I'm looking around, I need to just not flap yet. No one is catching any sink whatsoever. Like, really not catching. There was a fish in me peg then when I put rig in. Oh, I tell you what, I love it. Looks lovely, nice and sunny. It's right gusty, pain in the arse today. Not liking that, you know. I've had 2 or 3 times that's happened now. That's bad. I don't know what I'm fishing on there if I'm coming back with bits of muck. Not good at all, that's not what I want. No, that is not what I want. To come back with any muck. You need a clean bottom, especially with it being so hard. The last thing I'm going to get away with is fishing on a load of crap. And I have done things a little differently there by going away from the usual area that people fish, which might be a bad move. Not the fish we want to catch, but anything will do at a minute. At the minute, anything will do. Any fish will do. Poor fish. What? Are you thinking that as well? Hey. Is that a big ginger one? It's a ginger one, Rich. It's an instant win, isn't it? See him in the hole. See him going away from me. He's ginge. These things are happening there. That's made me happier. Got more indications than I've had. Very quickly. Maybe that's the type of match it needs to be. Just a scatty. Catching odd and here and odd and there. Why hasn't that gone in nice? But unfortunately with that line where I am there, it's only ever a ticky one. Because I can't be aggressive there, because I can't get catty out too much because there's so much water behind where I'm fishing. If I start getting aggressive and feeding too many pellets that land beyond where I am, I ain't going to be able to get to them. And we all know what flipping carp are like. If you give them an option of bait in cover, then them buggers are on it. See, this thing's happening now, and that was a carp left me peg then. So I do have to be careful. So any bait that I ping needs to land on or this side of me float. But that said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing too much pinging with me rig in the water. It's quite hard to say that with me rig in the water. Lots of wobble use. So trying deeper might be a thing as well. Might try and do that. Just tap a few pellets next time I get a chance. Tap some on me deeper line as well that I've got, just shorter of where I am now. Like on the edge of them bulrushes. Because although you're seeing lots of fish swimming today, it might mean that the only ones that are feeding, that's not what we wanted, are the ones a bit deeper. The fish down that edge already as well. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of bait short. Full cup. I'm going to put in like 20 pellets on the edge of that grass and then whiz back in and feed again where I'm going to fish. So it was just there. Put my proper bait in now. Hit the back. Not good catching a roach though. Not a good sight. Pellets in there, see what happens. So it just gives me another option that now to drop down and see if they're happier feeding down there. I'll give that a go in a minute as well. I'll probably have 1 or 2 casts on this now to see if things happen. If not, drop a bit deeper. I may even bring a third line into this and like feed some bait to me right where I keep seeing fish over there all the time. If we're just tapping a few there just to give me somewhere to skip about to, just try and get an understanding, just catch a couple in this first couple of hours. That's all I'm looking to do, is catch a few fish. Especially with how it's fishing. It's so scatty, they're all fish whizzing round off the bottom then. That wasn't, but that wasn't in the mouth either. I think I'm happy though, I feel like they're looking, and Odden's looking. Yes, an odd fish is having a little look. They haven't bailed from the area completely, which they could have easily done today, especially being back of the wind. The fish could have easily disappeared today. But they haven't. There's still a boot. I hate getting shadow bites like that. more muck. Don't like that. It's put me off that a lot. Yeah, I'll muck on my bait. Have this go. And if I don't hook a carp on this cast, I am going to drop down a bit. I'm a lot happier now though. There's things happening, although I'm not catching. My rig's moving a bit. Right, it feels like fish are in the area. There's nothing looking now. Because when I first went on it, nothing was happening. Let's see what this is. It's carpy. Maybe? Don't know. Stocky, I ain't no carp coming up that quick. But it's a fish still. What am I doing? Now one more go on that shallow one then. Oh, at the back where we are. Oh, 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 oh. It's chucking me. Again, half a dozen. Not going to feed any on that deeper one because I don't need to. That's fish it and feed it, see what happens. And F1s are still here. So hopefully these F1s that are tossing it off and being weird, hopefully they're the group that are going to settle and feed. Maybe I should have put my meat line that way. Yeah, hopefully they're the ones who'll catch late. Right, moving again. It's definitely fish coming to me bait now that they weren't before. It's a long way away from solid, but there's fish present, which as well I love because it means that when I come off it and have a go deeper in a minute, they'll clear me bait out. That was proper bite then. That was a proper doof. Don't go doing that. Might need to come back and feed again on that though. Oh, this is ticking, Rich. Just revved up all of a sudden on it. Better. Another F1, but still better. Yeah, them carp aren't willing yet, but with no one catching anything, I'm happy. This might be a little carp. Yeah, this might be a carp, this. It is a carp. There's no way this is an F1 if it's still going. Everyone. Lovely. So I feel like I'm doing all right there. I can't see many people. I can only see Danny and chap next to me. And no one's catching anything. Like other than that first 10 minutes, everyone went in and caught a couple. No one's caught fish. So it's definitely as expected now. Little false impression for that first 10 minutes. Bit tricky. Odd indication. You just got to make the most, catch a few before things will hopefully get better late on. But liking this, I'm loving it that I've got a little tick over thing that I can just feed lovely and delicately, and I've not got to take any risks with it. I can just plop me little few pellets in, catch an odd fish, and if I need to, rest it. But the only thing I've got missing that I'll hopefully fix in a minute, oh, go on, is another line to produce an odd bite. So I've got somewhere to go when I do rest it. That'll hopefully be either the deeper line, or I could bring this exact same line into it to the right. Like that went then, I wasn't even looking. Hey ho. But yeah, I've got all that pegged to the right to potentially do something if I need to. I'm just liking this cover today as well though. There's a lot more cover to me left. These fish here love it. They love a bit of iris above them. Be interesting to see if that moves when I go deeper. So it can be a strange old venue, this, in that what you think will happen often doesn't. It's often the opposite. Like, you think all the carp would be shallower and the little fish would be deeper, or all the carp will be sucking at the back of it, and it's often not. It's amazing how often the carp sit deeper than the F1s on this place. So within reason, once you get to the mud, then that's carpy world. But anything 2 foot plus, it can often be F1s in 2 foot and carp in 3 or 4 foot. But we'll find out in a minute. See, this just needs, it does feel like it needs probably a feed if anything, but maybe a rest as well. So that little rest will just benefit me, just to see if I'm going to get somewhere else to rotate. And then if I can, I'm sorted then for a good period. They carp whizzing out there, so they're looking. But I'm going to give it a little rest. Little did he rest for a sec. Just try on that deeper one. I've not decided to go on this yet, so hopefully it sits right. Ooh, was a time, innit? They're about now, aren't they? Few more. The only thing I'm worried about here is how much this pulls now. Now that that wind's got up a bit worried. How my rig's going to look here, but we'll see. So I'm going to get it in first. Get me bait in first, that's another hard bit. Nice, patient. Plop him in, see what happens. Might need popping up a wee bit. See, this is the same here. I hate when my shadow's over the top of my pole. There's nothing you can do about it. It's really, really like nasty light as well, that. Let me put my goggles on. You can like see you float under the water. It's right weird. Look at him. It's just a bit too messy at the minute. Light's crap, toes crap, I'm crap. Don't think this is the place to be. This doesn't feel nice. That moved then, didn't it? That went. It's kind of calm now as well, so hopefully just get a little go at it now. So you often hear, the deeper you go, more indications you get. But it doesn't always mean you catch more fish. So this is worth a go. Rich, I'm hating that shadow. Does the shadow show up on a camera?
Yeah, you'll see it.
You'll see it looks absolutely horrendous.
I mean, them invisible dockets.
It annoys me when everyone comes up with that. And clear elastic as well. There's fish there, isn't there? Just, I don't know if they're eating. Like that. That was quite sexy, wasn't it? If it doesn't fall off because it's not in the mouth. Well, it might be in the mouth. Maybe it is in the mouth. Maybe it's not. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it wasn't. Little buggers. Need a couple on that far bank. Just a couple. Very nice and delicate as well. I don't want to put any in them reeds if I can help it. Or weeds. See, I need to on my float, my pole there, but it puts my shadow on my pot literally right on top of my float. going nice. Still dead early, still only had an hour and a half. So actually we're all right, don't we? We've probably got, what have I got? £15, hour and a half? Not bad for the mood this place has been in recently. That is all right. Where am I going? But what I've done on my deeper one, down the shelfy one, I've gone on that and had some indications and caught some fishies more importantly, which is phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, the smaller ones, it's just some stockies that are there, but it doesn't matter, I'm putting fish in there. That is all that we're after at this time, is just catching anything, as long as they're, do you know what I mean, pound plus fish, not silvery things, then I'm happy. And there's quite a few indications there. I mean, bit of an awkward time with the light and the wind, but it's a case of shut up moaning and put up with it. But yeah, there's some fish definitely deeper. So it makes me wonder if maggots down the middle have actually been all right today, but I don't want to go down that route. I want to catch some carp later. Yes, definitely want to catch carps today. I'm just getting in, that was foul looked. So I'm getting a lot more indications here, you always do. But what I can use it as now is work it out whether it's somewhere I need to just sit, catch a few and then move to the back, or maybe it could be a little pattern thing where I just catch 2 or 3 and 2 or 3 and 2 or 3 or whatever. Just need to work out what I'm best doing with this, because it's not fast and furious, it's very, very fiddly, fannying about, not very productive at all if I'm honest. But it's catching fish when no one else is. So I think I'm pretty much there. I'm still trying to look after that further one, just as an odd loose fed pellet. The bloody wind today, Rich. What's going on here? I didn't know this existed today. Never mind, it's windy as horrible, but it's blowing out the peg, so it just makes it rubbish as well. Although I'll contradict that, and I'm really happy that we've been fishing for an hour and a half and there's still loads of fish in the area, there's still lots of carp here. So hopefully they'll have a feed later on. I mean, the wind's not blown them away, they've not disappeared yet. So I'm hoping they stick about. So you get that little window on that deeper one, feed's so much more important than on your shallower one. You need really regular bait going in on that deeper one to keep them happy down there. I think they eat more as well because there's little mouths. The little fish seem to eat a few more than what they do at the back. So I just feel all scatty holding it in this bloody wind. Not comfortable at all. And he's in there, 6. Just 10 seconds, I haven't had a bite, and I'll whiz back feed this again. So I've had to be quite careful where I fish there as well. That spot that I'm fishing now, it's right on the edge of where it's going to drop off. So if I come like 6 inches shorter, it drops like another 8 inch, really, really quick. And if I fish down there, it'd be minging. It'd be really, 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 really squidgy bottom. So I don't want to be there. So I've gone up a little bit. It might mean there's a few less fish there, because I do think they want to be deeper. Definitely them little ones do. But anyway, by doing that, it just gives me a cleaner bottom to fish on, which is still very important this time of year. So that's better if I just go up a tiny little bit, just sit up a tiny bit more. You know, the carp leaving, the carp regularly swimming through. So I don't think they're looking at the bait ever. They're quite regularly swimming through peg now. That was a proper bite then. Houdini bite that. Flew under. Right, so after 3 or 4 on that deeper one, now I've gone straight to the back again and straight into a fishy again, I must add. So it's nice now, I've got rotation and lovely ticking over now. I mean, this ain't winning the match territory, but it's fishing the net when no one's catching territory, which, that's huge. That's so important, that. Just a carp? No. So I'm ticking away, catching little fish. Unfortunately, the carpies aren't really playing yet. That's a carp, but the big carpies aren't playing yet. But at least things are happening, do you know what I mean? The lads either side are catching very, very, very little. So I'm happy to be putting a nodding in the net, be it only small fish. So the only thing that's worried me that I just mentioned to Rich is that it's got gusty now. It's like the wind's a lot stronger than it was. And since then, I'm seeing less and less carp all the time. So I'm a little bit worried that they're getting blown away. And they're just going, because if you have a look behind me, that's the opposite corner to me sort of on the lake, and it is an absolute trout farm with fish. They just want to be in the wind, in the scum, just happy. Whereas here, it's very flat and bright. So maybe not where they want to be, but who knows, they might do. So it's that weird spell now, right in the middle bit. We are pretty much 2 hours in. This is the dodgy bit. This is the dodgiest bit. Often that you catch a few and then they go right weird for a little bit and then they come back. So as long as I'm putting anything in there at this point, I think I've got to be fairly happy with it. But we'll see. We'll see. So tick over. I'm just going to fish these 2 lines now. So there's no need to go anywhere different for possibly the next hour, I think. So until I start feeding me meat short, and then of course my edges. That is the only other move I need to make. So everything else has gone out the window now. There's no need to mug any. Can't see any to mug. Just wasting my time doing that. I don't think that rig's gone right. I really should get my cutter out and just get rid of a couple of them reeds that are driving me mad. Has Danny got a big fish? It's coming down here, that's why. Is it? In the bottom, he said. Get this out, it's a miracle. Got away with it. Mine could be up the bottom as well, I think. That could be a carp though, mine. Or a wacky F1. No, wacky F1 I'm feeling now. Mine up the bottom as well, or just a loony? Mine's just a lunatic, that's all it is, isn't it? Crazy one. Don't get moving me float or anything now, so we're all good. So it surprised me how many F1s are there to be caught. I did think in this type of day and this type of peg that it wouldn't be. I'd be just fishing patiently for carp, but there's quite a lot of F1s about. Steve actually said that to me, that this lake was like that on Monday. Steve won pairs, no, not a pairs match, a teams of 4. He won the match overall on 34 over there. And he caught a load shallow that day, but we weren't doing that. But he said, yeah, there were no carp to be caught. Maybe, I would say there's still quite a few in between me and Danny there. Maybe they have just backed off a bit further in this dodgy bit. I'm not seeing anywhere near as many to be right now in between me and this chap, but probably because there's less room there for them to be. And if they're going to be anywhere, it is going to be to me left. But I've got quite a bit more room. So we'll see. That's a little option that if they don't come towards me, there is a tiny option to fish long down that way. But I think I'd have to be desperate to do that. Right now, things are ticking over enough for me to be happy, seeing there's loads more indications on my float now. A lot more indications than we've had. So I actually think there's quite a lot of fish to be caught in that deeper line, but although it doesn't look it now, this is a little sexy period. It's right gusty and right messy trying to fish that one. It's really hard to just sit there nice. Might just plumb this up again, I don't know if something's happened there. So yeah, just need to see how long I can fish each line for. So the deeper line was good for 3 or 4 fish, but I felt like I could keep catching on that deep line, to be fair. But I just didn't feel as though I was going to catch any bigger fish on that line. Whereas on this one, we've had 2 carp already, like fairly decent ones. So I do feel that that's where they're going to feed today. The carp are going to be a bit shallower. So this cast was a bit different then. I fed and he wafted it about a bit, and didn't go. Oh, this cast didn't go under. It moved, yeah. See, you just miss quite a few of the little sexy indications on your flow because the flipping shadow's coming in and out all the bloody time. So it's not as good. I thought that was going to be right good then. It was instant fish, and then see, there's a carp there. Look, come on, eat it. Maybe I need to be aggressive. Maybe I'm being a wimp. Not feeding anywhere near enough bait. Maybe they don't want to put their heads down over 2 flipping pellets. Maybe they want catty out and just to drag them in peg. Maybe it's time for doing that now. I'm very, very close. See what I do want to do though. I just want to plumb this line up again, because I feel very scatty now and I'm not quite sure where I'm actually putting my rig. So there's a fish down the edge then as well, to my left, to my right. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a chance. What I'm going to do, you can see I've gone in on this and caught one, and then they're not coming in anywhere near as fast as they are on that deeper line. So I'm going to just replumb this quick, just in case something happened when it ploughed me through them weeds a minute ago. And I'm going to step feed up quite a bit on this one, the far one, because it shouldn't really affect that deeper one too much. Oh, so something happened with that, didn't it? It bashed when it went through them weeds or something. Yes, I'm quite often seeing fish. Down the edge. I'll plumb this one up again. It's already plumbed up for short. I'm just going to plumb it up again for long, because I forgot what it was like. Just to see, because I remember it's a lot shallower, but if I can get an edge a bit further out, I might be happier. It's just a quick look, just for a second. So I know that line, there's like a very messy. Well, I can feed that there. Lay it on a bit. That's all right. If I need to. Only if I need to, that. Only if we need to. So it's still too early to do out. Not 1 o'clock yet. Once it's 1 o'clock, I'm going to start feeding me meat. And I'm going to start feeding me edges. Still another 20 minutes yet before we do out. I'm going to go deep and then I'll catch up with you in a little bit. So we are now halfway and it's time to make things happen. Or it's time to hope that things happen, rather. So I've started feeding everything now. I mean, I've been a lot more aggressive on that pellet line across. But hopefully we'll be able to go on and catch some. But I'm also going to pot my edges now. It's time to get a bit of bait in them and start potting them. With the hope of an arrival. Have I got any ground bait? No, my ground bait's here. But it's ready to go, so I'm just going to take a little tub of proper wet, claggy ground bait. Keep that zipped up nice and keep it moist. Moist. I haven't used my bread yet. I don't think I'm going to end up using bread. Got that, a couple of cubes of meat, some ground bait, and I'm just going to feed one to start with. Even though there's a fish all the time doing me heading down there, on that far one, I'm just going to feed this one to start with. I'm just going to feed a pot of ground bait there, to see if they come in or not. If it's really, really heavy, get him there, Rich. I'm going to feed this other side as well, because why not? Give him a pot. Right, anyway, stop dicking about yet. And go back to catching fish. And what I'm going to do is go to my shallower one. Quick go. So, but everything's livened up now all of a sudden. So my lines are fed and hopefully my timing's been right on them. So this chap next to me's just had one down the edge 10 minutes ago, first one I've seen. So not big one, just an F1. But at least there's another one coming in now. Yeah, and a calf. That tells you everything, doesn't it? Things are just starting to change. And I need to decide if there's any scope for catching fish. What am I on about? Any scope for catching fish across, or whether I do need to catch down the edge to make anything happen. So I don't know if I'm feeling this close edge with Richard being there, but without him there, nothing happens, so we need him. For that one now, see a carp's just appeared on my far bank line gobbing. Oh, hello you, where'd you come from? Yeah, this feels different now. It feels like a lot more activity and things happening. And so that carp coming peg then, and it wasn't eating the ones on bottom, but it was eating. Didn't happen. Thought I'd have had one on that as well then. That one on the drop then. It's weird, what are they doing? What are they doing, Rich? So I'm starting to get on that line that I like though, more and more shadow. Yeah, there's more and more shadow there. I'll tell you what I am starting to notice though, now that I've gone over here, that exactly what I said I was hoping wouldn't happen may have happened. Because I've been a bit aggressive. Obviously I've not kept me bait as sexy as I could have. And there's some sucking going on right at the very, very back, which isn't good at all. What I'm going to do, I've got a change of ideas. Yeah, it's a different idea I've got for that far edge. Just I'm not feeling this one with Richard here. Although there's one just left. I don't know if a calf just left my I think the fish has just left that edge then. Maybe. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to ditch my really shallow pellet one that I've got, and I'm going to make it into an edge rig for up that bank instead, and I'm going to feed our pellets up the bank, because I've caught on that lots when I used to coach on here. It used to be amazing, in fact. And if I can get them doing that, then we can catch many, 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 and we can be really aggressive with it. Just plumb that one up. Yeah, it's a little brown leaf, that's my little mark there, little tiny flat spot. Let's see if that becomes about. Yeah, I'm going to keep potting this short one. I'm going to leave a decent length of line on that because I can. Is that another one just left me peg? It's gone, but whether it's leaving from down there or not, I don't know. It was a messy one this. Yeah, there's a calf tight in here then as well. So plumb it up again and just move any of this crap on my way that's hindering things a bit. Just have to play this one. Oh right, that's not an F1. Unless he's foul looked. Oh no, that's massive. Oh right, okay. Everything's kicked off, hasn't it? They've started sucking. This is what we were waiting for, isn't it? The awakening. keep him away from this part of my peg though, and he's just annihilating it. Annihilating the part of my peg that I want to fish. Oh, will you chill out, Winston? Like in the face or something. That way he's going so nose beautifully in the mouth, just nuts. They're the ones we want. Right, so things kicked off, or a little bit. Things haven't kicked off. I've caught a couple. I need to not mess this up. Take Rich's GoPro out. I've had one on this short line to my left, and then quick try to the right. I reckon that's too close, just because with the chaos that's going on. And I put one longer with hard pellets, and I got one straight away on that. So we've just repositioned, so we're good to go. And yeah, things are kicking off. So I'm seeing an odd carp about, and it just feels better all of a sudden. So what we're going to do is try and focus on these two edges. This short one on my left with ground bait and meat, or ground bait and maggots, depending what I want to do. And that long one I'm going to fish with hard pellets, just because it's long and it's easy to do that. I can dick about my depths a bit more with hard pellets as well. Whereas feeding in this way, I'm very much dictated to. I've got to put my trap where the perfect depth is. Plus, it plumbs up horrible this right hand side, so it leads itself to fishing in that way anyway. So I don't mind. I'm happy with how things are going. All of a sudden, I've just put 8 pound in my net really fast with 2 fish. One of them, the hardest fighting carp on the planet. And yeah, we're happy. So we're going to rotate these 2 edges just for a little bit, just see how quickly the fish are coming in. So I've got probably got 2 hours left, just a bit less than 2 hours. Yeah, hour and 50 left, which is about right for them to start showing an interest. So now I'm going to rotate these 2, and my meat short one, that's going to be my other one that I feel has a use. That one should start kicking in if these fish don't want to be tight in. And they want to hang down a little bit, then my meat's going to be the one that'll be the one that they feed on. So plumbed up there, it is horrendous, but I like that because it makes this sort of thing happen. When somewhere's so steep, sometimes it just makes them be dead happy feeding there. You get proper bites off it all of a sudden. And completely different fish, like that F1's massive compared to all the other ones I've caught today. So yeah, I'm liking that. I'm going to fish this one out. Well, not fish it out, but have a few goes on this one now. Bubble on my meat then. Just see how quickly they come back into the peg now. I've got the largest pot that we do on. So I just feed a couple of bits of meat, a bit of stodgy, really heavy wet ground bait. Yeah, see what they do. See how quickly they come into this after feeding. So if they come in nice and fast, I can keep on fishing it, but if not, it might just be a catch 1 or 2 and rotate it all the time. So that one to me right, I went straight down there, nailed one, and then I didn't get another one, but probably because we were fiddling the cameras about. That could be why we didn't get a second, but let's see, I don't know how to feed that one yet. I've pinged a few of the catty, but I didn't like it when I did that. So I'm a little bit worried about how I'm going to feed that one to me right. But we'll see in a minute. Let's see. Still early days yet. I'm probably see, nothing's come straight in on this. Don't know whether I should have gone shallower with this. Let's say where I am is very, very on the cliff, which I do like, but it does create an unstable rig, which I don't like. So you keep having to pull it in. It's a decent float. It's 0.4, so we've got lots of weight on it, but with this gusty, weird, swirly wind, It's quite hard to keep it where I want it. See, nothing's come back on that this time. No. So they're not coming in on it quick. Yes, they're definitely not coming back fast when I've caught one. I need to be patient and wait till they come back in swim. So that's, at the minute, more of a rotatey thing rather than a fishy thing. What do I keep getting caught on there, Rich? This bloody little tentacle that keeps grabbing me all the time. Right. What's happening with that far one? What's that? It does feel like there's just fish everywhere now. All of a sudden there's things to be caught. So I'll leave that for a sec. Potted again with a little bit. I'm going to drop on this meat short one, I think. I'm going to bin that one. I'm going to feed this with a catty and see if I can keep it nice without breaking cameras. Oh. It might look really good. You might shout at me, but it'll look really good.
Where are you going like?
Yeah, it's all sexy as. Beautiful. Beautiful feeding, that'll be shot. Then he'd go in the bloody lake. Two did. Right, let's try this meat. So I've had a stir and that's colouring up, which is what I wanted. Let me just have a little look on this. Because if this starts working, then I've really got lots of rotation going on, then I'll be well happy. I do wish I'd have fed this to me right hand side though, with the way the wind's popped up now. Get rig in, feed 4. There's definitely an odd fish there. I've had an odd little pinhead coming up. Little bubble, which is always a good sign. Carpy's about. The carp are swimming different now, so they come from your feed area, have a cruise and then go down, so these are going to start feeding now. Just don't know where. I think I'd get one there, but maybe not yet. I'm going to go down this edge first, give that one more feed and leave it. Down this edge. And we'll go down that one. That is me. I think I've just seen it. Yeah, that's actually lifting. More ground bait down this edge. I'm going to go straight on that. I'm not going to go down this one. Too many there to ignore that. Far too many on that long one to ignore that. Which I may have made a mistake binning this one off, but my far bank, but it feels like it's awkward as well now. It's got right windy. And I think it'd be hard to fish that anyway, so maybe the timing was slightly off, or maybe not. But I'm happy with going down here now. And it's nice that they're coming to eat pellet as well. Oh, Richard. That was bad. It's just so windy and gusty. Bloody horrible this weather today. It's not, it's beautiful, but the problem with pellets in it is once you miss that bite, it's very much spread everywhere in it. That'll be one. I'm gonna turn around and eat my pellet. Please. Just feel I'm very shallow there to get quick indications every time on. Both my bites have done that. Not seen them. Pulled Lassie out. Both the last 2 bites.
Moaning help.
Won't be an 8-pounder. Not an 8-pounder. The F1 in it, it's weird. Bigger ones though, they're A-team F1s, aren't they? They're not little babby ones.
7 F1s.
Pardon?
7 F1s.
7 F1s. Oh. It was nice having a bit of the southern contingent next to us last week with Penn, wasn't it? We haven't had them lot for a while. 30 seconds if one don't come in. I'm off it, back to Catty, and it is just 1 and 2, isn't it? 1, 2. Down the other side, 1 or 2. Out there, 1. That's what we're doing now. Rotation. Very important, rotation. Yeah, they don't come back in. Definitely need a rest. Definitely need a rest. That one was like content on living under the bank then. Didn't want to come out. Look, he's doing it again. Oh yeah, I've just felt him wallop me peg. Like go doof. I don't even know what happened then. Everything was just... Oh. Catch on meat now. Surely the meat's got to kick in now. I've been weird and fed that then before I put me rig in instead of filling me pot. Are we filming?
Yeah.
Are we? Yeah, instead of filling me pot and feeding, I'll give it with the big pot then. Just to give it 10, 15, 20 seconds longer for it to settle before I go in. Just because I feel like I've left it too long, this line. Like last time I big potted it, I went on meat, on here, on my short line, and it clouded up and went lovely. I mean, there was a lot of fish in the peg, quickly eating. Oh my God, I can see one now. Is it worth trying to bring them on top of that slope? I don't know if you lot saw that on that camera then, but one came right in. I've got quite a step. I mean, when I'm fishing, there's quite a bit of a step. And I've gone for down it against the cover. It's just messy and ratty and not nice and clean. Because maybe if I come up a bit, it'll be better. See, I could only just come in on that side where we are there, because it's lovely and neat there. But like I did babble about before, I do think that the severe incline in depth is a good thing. I think they love it. And it makes them happy to feed there. So every time they feed on the flat, sexy bit, they get nailed. So I do think they like it on this, on the point sort of thing. So it's like that, it holds nice, it's good. You can tell it's holding against the bank there. It's all stirring up as well. Yeah, I think I'm happier there instead of tighter in. Maybe not. So the thing down this edge as well, I've got nowhere to fish against. Everywhere I go is either undercut or too shallow, so I've got nowhere to like pin them against. Just makes it quite tricky. Nearly stuck at that then. Don't want to muck me rig up. Definitely should have got the shears out and cleared this peg, but everything was in a rush as always. That's me marker. That bit of blade of grass that is right opposite now. That's me marker. You see that the fish are there, aren't they? You're getting quite a few whirly gigs and things happening. So, you know, when it goes, it goes. So carp as well. So the carp are coming in when I'm feeding ground bait and meat, whereas they're not coming in when I'm feeding hard pellets down there. I think I need to change it. I think I need to change this other rig to a muddy typey thing and fish properly on the edge. Oh, he's a white one. I saw him in my peg a minute ago. This is the one that was shallower up the bank a minute ago. A little loaf. Do love a ghosty. Yet to catch one at Ayfield, you know. In this little campaign, we've only been twice, haven't we? But still ain't caught one yet. We always catch 8 ghosties at Ayfield. And in this year's match, this practice, I've been twice. I still haven't had an ornamental. Quite disappointing. Might just catch ornamentals in final on Saturday. Anything else I get, I'll put back. Just count the ghosties, innit? Not perch and ghosties, that's what we're fishing for. Bloody hell, that didn't muck about. My pot's nowhere near close enough to the tip either. Bloody hell, that's a big boy as well, isn't it? But it's just how hard it is to get a bite when you go on it now. Because it's not tight, it's a bit messy, isn't it? Tweet. Yeah. Is this our broken one come to see me? He's eating him though, isn't he? He's not dying, he's eating. So I haven't had a bite on this time. Just too scatty. Isn't it? Nothing that tastes nice in the peg either, it's just, damn it. So, the duck's going to answer for me, but last hour. And steady, I mean the edge is kicked in. Possibly, if I'm honest, earlier than I thought it would. Maybe. Yeah, I'm having that. A bit earlier than I even thought it would, so. Mega bonus. But it's not solid, it's just as it should be. I mean, with them sort of weights that are winning, it's as you'd expect, I'm going to say. So just nice. But what is notable is this left-hand edge, which is a bit deeper, and as I mentioned before, really steep where I've chose to fish it. The best one by miles. Just in terms of every time I feel like there's a fish in my peg, I'm getting a bite off it. It's right good. It is right good. I said that and then I had a big weird thing happen then, but no, it is. It's going all right. So we are 100% edge dwelling now. Definitely the rest of my match is going to be spent short, close, whatever you want to call it. So undercut this bank. It's unbelievable how undercut this bank is. I hook up and they just go right the way along it. Yeah, my day's going to be spent short, of course it is. But I'm still feeding me meat because my meat could easily kick in. See, I'm catching like old, lovely big F1s. That was bad. I should have had him. Oh dear, he was done him. Thank you. Yeah, well, just catching is really nice now, the way it's going. The way it's ticking. I would like to catch on meat. I would like that to kick in. Whether it will or not, I don't know. And my far one, also I feel like there was something different to be done on that. I mean, rather than just hard pellets on it, because it's not exciting and attractive enough. A bit too much water. Not enough water there as well, very shallow. So I should have potted it. But what I don't want to get into now is getting drawn into that and trying to make that develop when it might not be right anyway. I mean, it might just be that I need to be patient. You know what I mean? I'm getting bites here. It's stupid coming off it and trying to do other things when I'm catching lovely and steady here. I'm catching a fish every 2 or 3 minutes here at the minute, which is ridiculously fast or steady. So no need to change. So all I've got to do is be sensible and plod. Just sound terribly guilty of that, trying to push it and make it too good when you don't need to. Just, I mean, you're catching enough. I just left me peg then. See this little bow wave? So it's so important my rig's right on this slope. If it's not, like it wasn't that last cast, you just don't see a bite, you don't get a clean bite. The bites are lovely little dinky affairs. Well, it is, and then they pull your flipping elastic in. But yeah, it's been good. It's been nice and steady and all lovely and controlled as well, I feel like it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to carry on with this a minute. So it's still runny, I still can't keep on catching, I can't catch more than 3 or 4 at the very most on this. And even that's pushing it. I think I'm on 3 this visit. And then I need to come off it, dick about somewhere else, and come back on it, get another run. Send me meat, the one I would like to get another run on, if I can catch on this top getting meat, but it just isn't really happening. Whatever reason today, just depth or something, it just hasn't really happened. And I've been lovely and well behaved with it. I ain't pushed it or nothing. Just kept it nice. But yeah, we'll see. I've got to bite it eventually on that one again then. Nothing's on that far one. So, even on big potting lots. Still, every time we go in, we're feeding a nice clump of proper stodgy ground bait with a couple of pieces of meat in. And that's really important to get home in on it. So there's no way any bait is sitting where I'm fishing, because it's a cliff. Yeah, proper cliff where I'm fishing. So nothing's staying there for long. It's got a bit nasty seeing me float there though now, but it'll be alright. Yeah, the light's actually a bit horrible. Tell you what, that's where the fish are hiding in it. You know, I'm catching on this now and I'm mentioning that it's all undercut. When you're having them days when you can't get any bites and you think all the fish are across or whatever else, they could be under there. So easy, hidden under this bank. And that'll be the case on so many pegs here at Partridge, because it's a bit older now. What are these cobies now? 15-year-old. Like, it's frightening how undercut this bank to my left is. There could be £1,000 sat under there and you'd never even know. Right, this definitely needs a rest on it. Definitely, I've been on this for a cast too long. What am I going to try next? We're going to try meat, or am I going to try... Don't know. Q getting a bite now and I'll look away. Maybe. No, that's still it. Yeah, it needs big potting again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not going to go, is it? There's no bait, no fish. Come on, come off it, you dick. Oh, it's wobbling. That's right off my mark. I made a mess of that now. Big pot it, 2 minutes on meat. Didn't have enough bait on there, maybe. Oh, see, that's kicking off in front of, in the Skyliner peg. Oh, I did have bait on. The Skyliner peg's rocking up into life, Rich. Pop both of these. There's some meat, and a decent pot of ground bait. Yeah, that one's got potential for a couple of fish, I think. Literally 90 seconds this is getting. Don't go. we're off it. Off a sexy fish there, one, isn't it? Right on the end of its chance then. That was just about to get jibbed off. And if I put that in the wrong place on the silt or something. Just it did feel nice. I gave it a proper plumb up there and it felt nice. I thought that was, I thought it was all right, but maybe not. I mean, I'm not happy at all with how many fish are on this line, because they're there, they're fizzing, and they're dead, like, obviously fish as well, the way they're moving around. And I'm not getting bites off it. That tells me bottom's rubbish and I've put it in the wrong place. What's that then? Let's see, there's one down there. Right. I'm going to rotate my 2 edges this time. I'm going to see if we can catch on the skyliney peg in a minute. Just put this in quick in the right hand side and the left hand side. See me again in the left, in the right. I'll have a go on both of them. The proper fizzing on this meat. It's quite annoying me a bit, that. 100% fish there to be caught. But if I had time and I wasn't catching anywhere else, I'd move that line. I'd bring it a bit tighter in and a bit, yeah, just more to the left and tighter in. But I ain't got time now, so don't worry about it. And I'm getting enough bites on other lines to not stress about that. First time that hasn't moved as soon as I've gone in now. And this is also the first time when I've gone on this, it's not been in a bit of shade, it's almost, the shade's cutting off now. It's a little worry. This is the first time I ain't gone, like, hasn't moved, like, I'm convinced there's not even a fishing peg. Not good. No, that's not good. I think that went then. In the end. In the end, doesn't even matter. What am I going to do? Another pot, shorten this. I'll quick go down there. Feed a bit more meat, a bit heavier on the meat this time. Yes. Let's see, he's just left me peg, that big bugger there. Just been one here as well, haven't there? They're coming in, they're just, you've got to be stealthy now. I feel like I need to plumb up again. See, he was in my peg a minute ago, him. That massive big one there. Oh wait, this one isn't little. So now I'm into last half hour and they've gone weird, but no one's catching nothing. So it's one of them, it's pointless trying to do silly things. If you're catching an odd un, you've just got it is what it is. There's no point trying to push it and make it solid if no one's catching, you know what I mean? People have been walking and everything the last half hour. So it's definitely, it's not a solid feeding day. So I've just got to be patient now. There's definitely less visiting, but I think that's a bit because the only fish visiting now are carp. I think I've caught the few F1s that are coming in early, and that's why I was getting a few more bites when I first went in the edge. Should have really had that one. Which is why you get a few more bites when you first go down it, because there's other fish. But now there's not as many fish, but it's a big one if you get one, so no brainer really, and it's just be patient. Still just keep rotating the 2 or 3 lines that we are doing and keep ticking off. So I do feel like I'm feeding that meat line less and less, just because with it going harder, I feel like there's less chance of catching on it now. Yeah, I don't feel I've quite got the chance of catching on it now, and the fizzing's chilled out a little bit on it. But I don't know, we'll see. I've still chucked an odd one at it, just to drop on. So we did catch one last time we were on it. So it could still produce a little babby run at the end. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, just being patient now. I mean, there's lots of options, of course. I could have gone back across and all of that and put an odd little fish in the net, probably caught some F1s across. But what's the point? I mean, for all you know, they could just switch back on last 10 minutes and you could catch 3 or 4 carp at £4 and £5 a piece. No brainer. Right, exactly like that what I was on about. Straight in, £6 carp. I don't know if it's in the mouth though. I'm sure it was. Yeah, he's just happy and annoyed because he doesn't normally get caught. There's just been one on that peg as well. See, they're coming in now. I've just got to be patient, haven't I? That was the transition then of little fish to big fish coming in. And they're starting to come in now, definitely. They're right scatty, aren't they, today? Like thrashing crazy things everywhere. Lovely, like little fat minnows as well. I love catching these. So I've got 3 in that net now. I've just started this net with an hour to go. And there's already 3 in it. Seeing a lot of chaos going on that line there. So I'm just going to rebait this. Nice and quick. I'm going to feed them both again. There's a lot of potting today for me. Not normally a big potter like this, but it's definitely the way to go today. I like a bit of bait. And just setting a trap with a little pile just doesn't seem to be cutting it today. I'm determined to get a bite on this, just to keep Richard happy, because he's made a lot of effort to film this line down the edge to me left, and I still haven't caught him one on it. Back shot in the right place. Yeah, I think they're a bit moodier coming in on that one to the left. Coming in a little bit more confidence, this one on me. Sorry, the one on me right, the one on me left's a lot better. So obviously just away. Everything's better thinking about it to me left. Away from any commotion. In the shadow. In a bit of shade, and that undercut bank, I reckon that's huge. I think they love that, sneaking out from under the bank. I reckon that's a big advantage. Just have to be careful because you lose an odd rig because of it, but it is what it is. I'll tell you what, I nearly struck it out there. Now we're close to getting even the big one then. I need a medal for not striking at that rich. So I think I need another little rest. Just 10 seconds. If I don't get one, pot it again. And have a little go down to me right. Ain't going under there, is it though? Well, I ain't had a bite there. It's just because they're moody in it. I should have done this long. This looks better. This looks fishy again now. Come on. Need a little run, it's got even harder and harder. Go on, that's a line, that's not a bite. Really, really hard to get a bite. Got a little fish. There's like little baby F on me caught in the edge. Ooh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Right, one more go on me. Yeah, one more go on me. That's the one in it. After, what have I got? Oh, I've got 10 minutes. Yeah, I've got 10 minutes. If I feed that with a catty, I might be able to last 5 minutes on it. Is that the fairy one though? You're getting the fairy one on me, aren't you? And now the ducks are on it. Yeah, this ain't gonna go again, Richard. Too much bait, not enough fishies now. Weird. Really weird. Love a good whinge, innit? Love a good whinge. But I do feel like that's my last one on this. So I'm gonna focus on trying to catch one down there. Just because at least that hasn't got much bait in the peg now. Like the fish we've caught have been quite small stamp for carp today. Not many big ones. For Partridge standards, they're normally a lot bigger. Right, yes, I'm going to ditch that. I'm going to finish my match down there just because I don't know if I'm liking it. I'm not seeing any down there now. This could be the worst ever move, this, although I don't know where else I'm going to get a bite, so I suppose it's not. Looking at it, ideally, I'm going to sound a knob, but I should have kept that far bank one topped up, maybe. I think that could have been a lot better. Now it's in the shade. Maybe I'd have caught a few on that. I saw a tail when I went in then. I think I did. Do you reckon? Shut up, you. You've waited. It's been solid then all day. I don't know what you've been doing. It's a little fish though, it's these, isn't it? This is the problem now, whether I get another bite. I'm blaming a bit of both down there. Pellets not being quite right, and depth. But it is what it is. It's come off this. There's just been one here, like short then. Left hand edge for the last three, because this ain't, nothing's come in. They come in straight away and you get a bite like we did, or we don't. So yeah, last 3 minutes, down, left hand edge. Come on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Oh, there's one just moved just off them, but he's not coming in, is he? No, he's swimming fast. Down the edge for the last 3 on my left hander. Oh, it doesn't look fishy though. It doesn't look fishy, but if I get one there, it'd be a carp. Watch how quick a tail pops up on that now. I can see one, there's been one in peg like. Oh, don't knock it about, just eat it. good, that, wasn't it? Like that. Only a foot one, though. We are all done, Richard. So I'm going to get packed up and then I'll have a chat with you. What's the damage? £70 winning the lay.
How many ways, do you?
We'll have 2, mate. I'll get another net in that.
That one, no way.
Yeah, just a live match.
Or what, for Matrix or for...
No, for us, for mine, Rich and Andy's. Thank you, sir. 86, you said, didn't you? Fair play. Gonna be close.
32.7.
Cheers, love. Thank you all. Right, so all weighed in, all done, and I've had £87, 87 something, which was very close to Richard's £86 guesstimate, which is fair play to Richard. That's the winning thing of the day. I wouldn't have got near, I'd get £70. But anyway, lovely, a nice day. Very, very standard, I think. That's won the lake. £70 was next on this lake. I think there was a 60 odd as well. So I'm quite happy with that. Lots and lots of things I should have done different now, but I'm going to put it down to not being here. Do you know what I mean? Not doing this type of fishing, not being sharp, not being with it. I mean, it's just how it is this time of year for me. I could be a bit better if I'd done a bit more F1 fishing. But it's been, hopefully, again, a nice example of how skipping about, how important it is, and not doing the wrong things at the wrong time. The wrong things at the wrong time, that's the one, isn't it? Don't do that, because then you don't catch anything if you do. But yeah, it's been a nice standard match. I'm really impressed with how that's worked. That were lovely, and meat I think's definitely been the right bait. Just catches the right fish, bigger fish. And they just seem to eat it if they do come into your peg. Other than that, what would I do different? Quickly then, quickly. That far edge I'd have potted. Do anything? Ideally, at that far edge down there, I should have fished one tight and one down, and I could have caught a few fish on hard pellets doing that. Same with here, I should have fished hard pellets on that one. But I think I've not caught there because of the cameras, but that's all part of it. Other than that, no, I'm fairly happy with everything's gone. I mean, I should have spent a bit more time on that deeper water, though, fish to be caught there, but no, other than that, I'm perfectly happy today that wasn't a shocking performance. I've got away with it, it's been all right. We've caught some fish, and hopefully you lot enjoyed it. So, see you all very, very soon, where you will have, I promise, a ginger bloke instead, because he's back from his oldies. Right, you lot, we hope you enjoyed that. We certainly enjoyed filming it. And if you did, feel free to click on that join button below, and on that you will find thousands and thousands of hours of live matches, tutorials, guest appearances from myself, Andy, and the rest of the Matrix.
How dare you? It's winning ways here, Jim. We're not on Matrix.
Lots and lots of the Matrix.
He said it again. Don't edit this one, Richard. Winning ways, Jay. Come on, winning ways.
Winning ways team. Yeah.